Good afternoon, everybody. JDev has returned once again to give you exactly what you want. Of course, that'd be more of me, that amazing backdrop that's always behind me, giving you my thoughts, my opinions, and hopefully in this particular video, some expert analysis on a certain topic subject. It's almost been a week since we've seen the series finale of Game of Thrones, the conclusion of Game of Thrones, and there's obviously a lot of talk about the episode and a lot of talk about the series in general, where the final episode, a lot of you tend to like the episode, and then there's a lot of you that tend to hate the episode. They did some things that we didn't necessarily expect, and they rushed some things that didn't really make any sense. And of course, they rushed the series in general to where they left bottles of water and coffee cups in the episode. So with that withstanding, I liked the episode and I liked the final season, but a lot of you I know hate it. But I don't want to focus on the negative. I want to focus on the positive. So what I want to do is update my top 10 favorite episodes of Game of Thrones. But before I do that, a couple things. Make sure you like this video, make sure you thumb it up, make sure you're subscribed, and definitely make sure you leave a comment. Now, I know I've done this video before, but I want to know, am I close? Am I way off than everybody else? Give me your top 5 or top 10 favorite episodes of all time of Game of Thrones. That would be greatly appreciated. And of course, if you're not caught up with where Game of Thrones is, which is the conclusion of the series, I highly suggest, because I'm going to talk about deaths in certain episodes, that you don't watch this video. So you've been warned. So I'm going to give a couple of honorable mentions, and I'll get into my top 10 countdown. First, from Season 1, Episode number 9, Baelor. Spoiler alert, of course, that's the episode where Ned Stark gets his head cut off. Didn't see that coming. Did we ever think Sean Bean would die in Game of Thrones? I don't think so. So that's what put Game of Thrones on the map. Another one I really like, Season 7, Episode 4, The Spoils of War. That's the first episode where Daenerys kills a bunch of Lannister troops. The end of the episode has Jaime about to shoot Daenerys, and then the dragon turns around. Well, shoot the dragon and Daenerys, and then the dragon turns around, and then Bronn tackles Jaime before he's incinerated by the fire of the dragon. Of course, Jaime and Bronn go in the lake, and it's a pretty crazy episode. And then the last one that certainly needs an honorable mention, Season 4, Episode 2, The Lion and the Rose. That, of course, is the episode where Joffrey gets poisoned and dies. So if I did a longer list, those three would definitely be on it. As a matter of fact, I think those three episodes would probably be in a lot of your top 10 lists. But anywho, let's get started on my top 10 list. Again, my opinion, major spoilers ahead. So, number 10 on my list would be from Season 7, Episode number 6, and that would be Beyond the Wall. That, of course, is the episode where they, meeting Jon Snow, Jorah, Tormund, Gendry, the Hound, just a lot of the tough fighters, Beric Dondarrion. There's somebody else I'm forgetting. Well, Thoros and somebody else, I think. Anyway, they go beyond the wall. They're trying to find a white to capture for Cersei. They do, but in the process, they also find a bunch of other whites. The White Walkers and the Night King. And then there's like a standoff where the White Walkers and the whites and the Night King won't cross the lake because they're in the middle of it. And the lake, they won't go in it. And then all of a sudden, the Hound throws a rock, stone, whatever, at one of the whites, but it bounces around, and then the whites start coming, and just a crazy episode. The only big character death, of course, is Thoros. But at the end of the episode, the Night King throws a spear through one of Daenerys' dragons. Dragon dies, Viserion, and then the Night King turns the dragon into an ice dragon. So pretty crazy stuff there, I must say. Number 9 on my list from Season 6, Episode number 5, The Door. That, of course, is the episode where we focus on Bran, Mira, and Hodor. And, of course, that's the episode where we find out that Hodor actually meant, or was, hold the door. And Hodor does a good job of holding the door so they don't get through, protecting, spoiler alert, our future king, Bran the Broken. And in the process, Hodor dies, or we're led to believe he dies, although we never actually see him die. But nonetheless, The Door, very emotional and well-written episode from Season 6, Episode 5. Number 8, from Season 7, Episode number 10, The Dragon and the Wolf. 3 big things in this episode were Jon Snow, we find out his lineage. He is a Targaryen, or half Targaryen. We find out that, Littlefinger, everybody finds out that Littlefinger is a pain in the ass, and he is executed by Arya Stark in the episode. It's just really funny, that episode, though. The part where, Sansa, you've been accused of murder, you've been accused of treason. How do you plead, Lord Baelish? And then, he's just kind of standing there like, what? Huh? Where'd this come from? And then Arya's like, my sister asked you a question. Lady Sansa, if I can have a moment. Just a crazy episode. And then, of course, you have the part in the episode where Jaime leaves Cersei, but then you think the mountain might kill Jaime. Good stuff there. I really like that episode. And that, of course, would be number 8. Number 7, from Season 2, Episode 9, Blackwater. That's the episode, of course, where Stannis' army attacks King's Landing. Tyrion really steps up in this episode. The Hound has an interesting episode, and Joffrey is a complete bitch in this episode. And then, of course, you have Cersei getting drunk in the crypt with a bunch of kids and Sansa. So, really great episode, and of course, Tywin saves the day at the end, but Tyrion did a damn good job of leading those troops. And the Hound, fuck the Queen, fuck Joffrey. Great episode. Number 6 on my list, from Season 6, Episode number 9, Battle of the Bastards. You've got Jon Snow's army, which includes wildlings and people from Castle Black and other people, I'm sure, Winterfell people. And then you've got Ramsay's army. Giants. Ramsay's got them like a big circle around him, beating them up, killing random people. You've got it focusing on Jon Tormund and the Giant. And then Sansa brings in Lord Baelish, Littlefinger, in the end with the Vale troops to help out and give them the upper hand. Ramsay retreats. Jon Snow, the Giant, and Tormund follow. And the end of the episode sees Jon Snow, of course, beat the living daylights out of Ramsay. Ramsay wakes up in a chair, and he's tied to the chair by the cages, and Lady Sansa unleashes the hounds on Ramsay. And we're led to believe that they eat Ramsay to death, although we don't actually see it. We just hear him shivering in terror. Great episode. Great battle. I love it. Battle of the Bastards, number 6. Number 5, from Season number 4, Episode 9, The Watchers on the Wall. That, of course, is the episode where the wildlings attack Castle Black and the Wall. Crazy stuff already. Just back and forth. Lots of fast action sequences. And then, of course, in the end, we get the, what is Opie, I think his name is, the little kid shoots Ygritte with an arrow. And the end of the episode sees Ygritte die, and it's just very emotional. Really entertaining episode. Number 4 on my list, one of the most talked about episodes of Game of Thrones. Had the episode been more entertaining in the beginning and not just the end, this would be higher up, but it's definitely a masterpiece with itself. And that, of course, is from Season 3, Episode number 9, The Rains of Castamere, otherwise known as The Red Wedding. That, of course, is the episode where you lose Robb Stark, you lose Catelyn Stark, you lose Talisa, you lose a lot of the Stark people. The Blackfish goes to take a piss and leaves. You lose the Direwolf. Walder Frey becomes the most hated character on Game of Thrones. One of the most, but what a crazy, unexpected episode, unless you've read the books, but I've seen lots of live reactions to that video or that episode, and people just aren't prepared for what they see. So, Rains of Castamere, number 4. Number 3, from Season 5, Episode number 8. One of the few good episodes in Season 5, which I think is the weakest season of Game of Thrones, and that would be, of course, Hardhome. That's the episode where the Whites, the White Walkers, and the Night King attack the Wildlings' place. Lots of people get brutally slaughtered. And the end of the episode has, well, Jon Snow kills a White Walker because he has the Valyrian sword, or was it dragon glass? I don't even remember what it was. But the end of the episode has the Whites, the White Walkers, and the Night King. They're all standing, and a lot of people have retreated to the ships and are floating away, and the Whites are scared of water. And then the Night King raises all the dead up, and it's just freaking insane. So Hardhome, number 3. Number 2 from season 7, from season 6, episode number 10, The Winds of Winter. Of course, that's the Cersei episode. Cersei becomes queen of the 7 kingdoms. Lots of character deaths. Lancel Lannister, dead. Tommen Baratheon, dead. Marjorie Tyrell, dead. Her father, whatever the hell his name was, dead. It's abomination. What is the meaning of this? You went to the Citadel. Grandmaster Pycelle, dead. Just lots of crazy, crazy stuff going on in that episode. Lots of character death. High Sparrow, dead. Confess. Tortured. Never actually saw her die, but we're led to believe that's the case. But what a crazy episode. I am not happy, by the way, that Marjorie Tyrell died in that episode, but I'm going to accept it. So, was a winner, number 2. And my all-time favorite episode from Game of Thrones, Season 8, Episode 3, The Long Night. Character deaths, crazy moments, emotional moments, unexpected moments. I've watched that episode already 12 times. And it's only been on for 6 weeks? 5 weeks? I mean, we see the death of Glorious Ed, Beric Dondarrion, Jorah Mormont, Theon Greyjoy, Melisandre, the Night King. I'm forgetting somebody. But it was just absolutely crazy. Oh, Lyanna Mormont. The giant crushes her. Theon dies by the Night King. Jorah goes out like a beast. I mean, he's getting stabbed left and right. He goes down and then he gets back up. Daenerys is fighting with Jorah. What an episode. What an episode. This episode was amazing. And then the end of the episode, the Night King's about to get Bran Stark, goes to grab a sword. Arya comes jumping up from nowhere. The Night King grabs her. Arya drops her weapon, catches it, stabs the Night King. What a crazy, crazy episode. And then at the end of the episode, of course, Jorah does die. Melisandre walks out, takes her amulet off, turns old, and disappears. And we're led to believe that she's dead. The Long Night was amazing. I know some of you don't like it because Jon Snow didn't kill the Night King. Hey, I didn't talk about Jon Snow until in this particular episode until there. But, it was like Daenerys and Jon Snow were kind of useless in this episode, and other people stepped it up. And I loved it. I loved it. It was great. Although Samwell Tarly, he didn't do much at all. He was a little bitch in this episode. The Hound started off good and then was afraid of fire. Beric Dondarrion saved Arya's ass a couple times. That was amazing. Arya with that one weapon before she kills the Night King is killing all the Whites on top of the castle or wherever they were. Oh, what an episode. So there you have it, my top 10 favorite Game of Thrones episodes of all time. Let's recap because I know you probably weren't paying attention. Number 10, Beyond the Wall. Number 9, The Door. Number 8, The Dragon and the Wolf. Number 7, Blackwater. Number 6, Battle of the Bastards. Number 5, The Watchers on the Wall. Number 4, The Reigns of Castamere. Number 3, Hardhome. Number 2, The Winds of Winter. And number 1, The Long Night. So, do your due diligence. Make sure you leave a comment. Make sure you like the video. Make sure you're subscribed, because I want to hear what you have to say. I want to hear if we're all on the same page or if I'm way off. And I hope you guys have enjoyed the Game of Thrones videos. I'll do a few more here and there. But before I do that, I need to hear what you guys think. So, and again, of course, I'll be back again soon with another. Peace.